What's up, guys? This is Seth. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever it is you are, whatever time it is you're there. We appreciate you jumping on and hopping on with me today and taking a listen. Today, I'm going to do a little introduction into real estate investing. Real estate has changed my life for the better. It has given me the freedom to do a lot of things that I would have never thought that I've been able to do. And so this is my way of sharing my story, sharing tips, tricks, secrets. It's not a lot of secrets. It's all out there. It's all available. I'm not the only person that's doing this. But it can be daunting to start. So kind of give you just a quick introduction here in this video as far as what is real estate investing, what type of real estate investments are out there. And then we'll dive into some specifics here. I think it's important that if you're an experienced investor, that my goal is to give you some value to your business, whatever that may be. If I can give you one gold nugget in a video, then I've succeeded, right? I know that I've picked up a golden nugget from all different types of networking and all types of education that I've gone to, and one nugget can make a six-figure paycheck. So hopefully I'm able to help you guys, more experienced guys, pick up those nuggets that's going to add to your business. And for the newer folks out there, right, how to get started, right? I get asked so many times, what should I do? How do I get started in real estate? And it's a loaded question. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. It's actually the topic for next week that I'm going to get into. Because it's different for every single person, every single market, every single area of the country, every single financial situation, time constraint situation. It's going to be different for every single person. So knowing that, knowing what to look at and what to think about is probably super important. But today, what is real estate investing? It's a very simple question, and it's got a detailed answer, right? Real estate investing, bottom line, is just buying and selling real estate for profit. Could be any type of real estate. It could be residential real estate, commercial real estate, raw land, all different types. It's funny, when you invest in land, sometimes you actually do more due diligence and more studying and more fact-finding before you do anything. Whereas when you buy a house that has land attached to it, right? It's built on a house. It's built on land. You don't do hardly as much. You might do a 15-minute walkthrough and then write a check for $100,000. But in land, no, I got to talk to this county. I got to do. It's just kind of funny. We'll get into that when we start talking about different types. But just an interesting tidbit that I've thought that was fun. I break real estate investing down into three, I guess four different categories, and land would be that number four, but it falls into either commercial or residential. Residential is the first one. It's the most common, and it's what most people end up starting in, and it has to do with small residential land or properties. Single-family homes, duplexes, triplexes, even some quadplexes. Most of it is going to be single-family homes. You can get into mobile homes. You can get into all different types of stuff inside of residential real estate investment. But basically anything that is 4 units or below of a place where people live is considered residential real estate investing. Commercial would be those larger complexes that are 10 apartments, 200 apartments, hotels, retail shops, industrial, warehouse. I ain't go on and on. But anything that somebody doesn't live in, or at least only 1 or 2 people live in it, would be considered a commercial property, and you can absolutely invest in all of those. The storage units is actually a great one, or a great investment for some passive income, very low overhead. It's commercial investment that I like a lot. Um, and then the final one that I kind of break it up into three, right? Because you can do commercial land, you can do residential land, but it's private lending in any way, shape, or form, right? Real estate investment trusts. Um, you can manage those. You can just buy into those. Um, you can, you can lend me money on one of my projects. More than happy to talk to you about that. Um, you can lend to people in your network. You can lend to people across the country. Um, you can lend through a self-directed IRA and get tax-free benefits from the profits that you make. You can you can do just about anything when it comes to getting into lending. A lot of people buy into big corporations that buy these large complexes. They don't want to do anything to do with the management. They don't want to deal with the tenants. They don't want to deal with the repairs and the handyman and the plumber and guys like that, right? They want the depreciation. They want the ability to lock in with some appreciation, and they want the passive income, the cash flow. So they buy into these what are called real estate investment trusts, and it's all managed for them. There are also people that are very successful in running those real estate investment trusts and basically managing other people's money, which is a definite form of real estate investing as well. A couple of terms that I just used: appreciation, depreciation, cash flow, passive income. Most of them are self-explanatory. Appreciation is just the value that you're adding over time. You can do what's called forced appreciation, where you buy a property that needs repair, and you do those renovations and then get a appraisal on that future value once the repairs are done, and that's kind of what's called a forced appreciation. Sorry about that, something in my eye. Depreciation's a tax type situation where you can write off the depreciation of the property. It's a huge tax benefit. Also, before I go any farther, probably should have started with this. I am not a financial expert. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a tax consultant. I'm not a financial planner. I'm just a guy. I'm a guy that invests in real estate. I do it full time. Been doing it since 2019. Done well over 100 transactions. I am not a guru. I'm a guy. I got opinions, and I got experience, and I want to share both of those with you. Don't take what I say as the Bible, right? And Seth said it, so it must be true. Do your own due diligence with everything. But outside of that, man, we're going to get into next week. We're going to get into the steps of getting started, how to choose how to start. Man, there's so many different things that you can do in real estate. It's an exciting journey that you get into. Do you have time? Do you have money? That's probably the first question that you want to think about over the next week or so before we hop into the next week's video on how to get started. I'm going to focus on the real estate or the residential real estate side, and just because I think that it's good to cover that, whether you're interested in commercial real estate or not. It's a good place to start. I'll get into wholesaling properties and the steps for that. Every state is going to be a little bit different. Some states have some different laws. Again, I'm not an attorney, but there are ways to educate yourself very easily on those things. We'll get into fix and flips. That's kind of where my heart lies in the renovation. I love it. I hate it too, but that's a story for another day. But it's enjoyable for me, right? Seeing that something starts from nothing and turns into something great. It's exciting for me, something that I enjoy. So we'll get into that. We'll get into the buy and hold side of things as well. in the last couple of years, that has changed a lot from just, it used to be you just put somebody in there and they rent it from you for a year, and then they renew or they don't renew, and that's kind of how it went. Now with these short-term rentals with things like Airbnb and Verbo and Furnish Finder and all these different things, man, everybody can get into the hotel business. It's a hospitality business is what it is. But there's a lot of money that can be made there, and it's some people in my network have made a lot of money getting into that field, and it can be a great thing. So we'll go over all that different stuff. I'm gonna recommend some different books, some different reading materials, some different quotes, things like that in future episodes as well. I think it's very important that you educate yourself as much as humanly possible and as often as possible. So if you guys have any questions, shoot them in the comments down below. So you can find me at Venture Project LLC on Facebook and Instagram as well. I run a weekly web call every Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern. It's called Entrepreneur Roundtable. Myself and Ray Glimpf run that. It's a great Zoom call where we get together and we talk about mainly real estate, but just entrepreneurship in general. Different topic every week. We've been doing it for a couple of months now. Super awesome group, highly interactive. So check out Entrepreneur Roundtable on Facebook, and you'll get links into our events as they happen. And then if you happen to be in the Morgantown area where I am located, I run Mountaineer REIA, which is the Real Estate Investment Association for the state of West Virginia. And we get together once a month. It's typically on the fourth Thursday of every month, and just do some networking, have some beers, get together and talk about real estate. So if you're local, 100% check us out. And then of course you can find me on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. All that stuff will be in the description below. But until next time, see you later, guys.